Welcome into 5 on your sideline. I am Corey Miller, and what a sports weekend we have on deck in St. Louis. Cardinals, City SC, NASCAR, Tour Champions Golf, Mizzou hosting Kansas. It is a loaded few days.
Understatement of the century, Corey. I'm Annie Krall, and we know we can't start with the weekend without the high school kids setting the stage. So, Corey, why not? How about you hit the highlights?
Let's do it. Great game on paper. Cardinal Ritter at CBC. Ritter returned the opening kick, but after that, it was all CBC. Nick McClellan to Arnis Webb. Nice catch there. Then McClellan, going to do it himself, strolls right into the end zone. Gonna hit a little dance for the camera right here too. Some nice moves. CBC up 14-6 at the half. Play of the night right here. McClellan airing it out. Watch the ball here. It's gonna be tipped, but Jaden Reed keeps his eye on it, makes the catch. What a play! A few snaps later, Courtney Rivers gonna get the carry, speeds right past our camera and right into the end zone. 21-6 CBC. The Cadets are rolling. How about some defense for CBC, too? They force the fumble on the sack. Cole Rivers is right there. He snatches it up, takes it in for another Cadet touchdown. What a night for CBC. They beat Cardinal Ritter 34-12.
Well, a huge rivalry game tonight. The whole town practically showed up for Mater Day at Breeze Central. Central defending this jug for the annual Milk Bowl. Love it. Cole Davis gets things going for the Cougars, running right past me, and my camera puts the Cougars within 20 yards. Then Cameron Biggs would finish this one off. It's the 5'8" running back. Goes wide, going, gone. That goes in for 6. Then a little bit of a scuffle right here from Mater Day. Turns into a fumble and a Central turnover. Bryce Whiter, the big linebreaker, picks it up, turns it into another touchdown. Mater Day can't keep up, but the QB Hunter Hochbaum tries to right the ship, connects with Bentley Nicklin up the middle, good for a first down, but Cougars would strike back. Nate Berman, interception. Central stops that drive. Cougars win the Milk Jug for a third year in a row, 46-0.
One of my favorite rivalries right there. Let's go to Francis Howell. Two good programs as the Vikings hosted the Zoo Malt North Panthers. First carry of the game, Howell's Jalen Ballard announced his presence. He knifes through the defense, takes it all the way to the house for a touchdown on a 91-yard run. Hey, guess what though, Annie? He wasn't done.
I was worried.
But he's going to top himself. Look at this one. Looks like he might be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but no, he's going for a 96-yard touchdown run this time. What a night for the Howell running back. Ballard leads his Vikings over Zoo Malt North 28-7.
Well, how about Maddie Mock and Principia on the road over in Illinois to face DuPo? We have to love this play coming up right here. It's going to be a little bit of a spotlight for the big fella. Braxton Barnett gets the interception on whatever that pass was for DuPo, and he lays a big-time hit going back the other way. Helmet comes off. I think you'll remember that play for quite a while. Big catch right there. But then DuPo was flying on offense. Deegan Prater to Thin Stags for the Tiger touchdown as DuPo looks to defend home field with a 50-28 win over Principia.
Kirkwood on the road at Pattonville. Pioneers at Pirates. Pioneers had the party tonight, though. Saran Stimage gets the pick, takes it down into Pirate territory. That would set up this touchdown run from DeMarcus Tatum for Kirkwood. Let's go back to the defense. This time it's Frank Luckett with the pick. He's not going to bother putting his team back on offense. He's going to take it all the way back for a pick 6 for Kirkwood. And here comes the dagger from the Pioneers. Cooper Owens to Travis Shores Jr. Long touchdown pass right there. Kirkwood beats Pattonville 42-7.
Tackle Hunger 4, sponsored by Neighbors Credit Union, your neighbor for life.
It's week 2 of our 4th annual Tackle Hunger campaign. We have a goal of collecting 75,000 pounds of food for Operation Food Search. Each week, we spotlight a matchup between 2 schools, and this week, it's Columbia versus Waterloo. Before the 2 schools go head-to-head on the field, they compete in the hallways collecting bins, calling upon their communities to see who can collect the most food in this Monroe County rivalry.
Try and get my peers or my classmates, teachers, parents, anyone I know, just to try and get everyone involved with this. It's a great cause.
Each homeroom has a goal, and then also it's always a good friendly competition having the team right down the road that we're competing against.
Being involved in the community is really important because you represent your school and your town, and it's really good for building character.
And here's how things played out in the food drive. Waterloo collected over 2,300 pounds of food to take the title. Altogether, the schools collected almost 3,000 pounds of food, enough to feed over 1,300 people for a day. A great showing from Waterloo and Columbia. Now to the football field for the Route 3 rivalry. Let's give the special team some love right here. Cameron Woolley is going to nail that kick for Waterloo. Bulldogs go up 3-0. Excellent defense for Columbia tonight. Ellis Tutton gets the first sack of the night for the Eagles. But wait, there's more. Brody Landgraf is going to get another one. Don't you worry in the pocket. We did finally see a touchdown. It was courtesy of Waterloo's Derez Sales. Dives over the goal line for the score. This game had a wild finish as Columbia stormed all the way back to win the rivalry game 27-18.
Hello, Yadier Molina. Yadi back in the Cards dugout for the series against the Giants that gets started tonight. Bad start at Bush for Michael McGreevy. Second batter of the game, Rafael Devers, goes deep, 1-0 Giants. The next batter didn't go any better. Willie Adames goes back-to-back with Devers, 2-0 Giants right off the bat in the first inning. Here's a Cardinals highlight for you that still ended up scoring a Giants run. Victor Scott is healthy in center field, makes a nice diving play. San Francisco went on to win tonight 8-2. However, there was some fun at Busch this evening. It was the reunion night for the 1985 NL Championship team, and they have plenty of memories of that historic campaign, both good and bad.
It just gelled. And we knew we were a good baseball team. We knew we were the best, in our minds, the best defensive baseball team in baseball. So we knew we weren't going to beat ourselves defensively. I don't know if we ended up that way, but in our minds, we were the best defensive team in baseball.
A long time to get over not winning, or does it still?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
It hadn't happened yet.
I'll let you know it hasn't. I think about it all the time. It was, like you said, it was a great year right up to the last day.
Oh, I know, Mizzou folks remember this scene. Guess what? We get to add another chapter to the border war tomorrow. We'll preview Tigers and Jayhawks after the break. Tomorrow at 2:30, the border war returns to Faurot Field. Missouri and Kansas clash on the gridiron for the first time since 2011. The oldest Tiger on this current team was 10 years old for that game. It's been a while. The passion hasn't gone anywhere, though. This is still one of the nastiest and most intense rivalries in all of college sports. The teams themselves can't even agree on what the all-time record is. We have had some classic moments in the border war, like Chase Daniel over Todd Reesing in 2007, or Denario Alexander dominating in 2009. Here's what Coach Drinkwitz is telling his team before the war resumes.
It means a lot to a lot of people. It's a privilege to wear the Mizzou on your chest, and when you wear Mizzou, you're representing 6 million people in this state. And that's just current. You know, there's past and present. I think we're team 136. And there's some people that, you know, felt like there's just a lot of importance. And this is our chance to write our part of the story. The game's not, you know, we're going to continue to play this game, so this is just one part of the story, but it's an important part, and we get a chance to play in it.
And the Fighting Illini will be back in action tomorrow, this time against Duke on the road at 11 a.m. They've got a fired-up wide receiver in Hank Beatty. After beating Western Illinois last week, the senior gave Illinois their first punt return for a touchdown since 2013. Quarterback Luke Altmaier also came through with 217 passing yards from his 17 completions out of 21. Head coach Brett Bielema is pumped to see how his team fares beyond the walls of Champaign.
You know, for me in my coaching career and playing career, I actually kind of like being on the road. You know, now we got a home field advantage here, so it's a different animal, right? Now we got something going here that's pretty awesome. But I would say one of the things that going on the road allows you to do is allows you to come together as a group. I'm excited because it's the first time we get to go on the road with this crew. We got some big ones coming up down the stretch, and for us to be better our next road game against Indiana, right? Like we got to be really good this week to set the bar.
Hey, we got a big sports weekend in St. Louis. A former St. Louis Ram's going to be right in the middle of things, too, but in a new profession. That's coming up after the break.
What a day at Norwood Hills Country Club for the Stiefel Charity Classic. Day 1 belonged to the current leader, Stuart Sink. This is the Alabama native's second shot on 18 in the woods and on the dirt. Hits a low cut about 160 yards. That goes to the front of the green. Then somehow makes a monster putt for his 8th birdie of the day to finish his round.
No big deal.
Casual, just drops it.
Looks like you.
Oh, Corey, come on. Coming in with a 64, Sink leads the pack at 7 under. A position Hall of Famer Jack Nicklaus knows quite well, with 73 PGA Tour wins under his belt.
The guys that play out here, I've seen a bunch of them the last 2 days, and you know, they enjoy it, they love it, they have fun. The camaraderie, guys get together from yesteryear, and you know, it's nice to come back and say hello.
NASCAR weekend is also upon us in St. Louis. The Xfinity race is tomorrow with the Enjoy Illinois 300 NASCAR playoff race on Sunday. Look closely on pit road Sunday and you'll see this man, former St. Louis Rams linebacker Marshall McFadden, is now a professional NASCAR jackman. I'll have his story on Sports Plus Sunday night. He sure does love his new pro sports career.
Obviously, it's 5 guys assigned to a car. You know, you have your 2 changers, you have your 1 carrier, you have your jackman, such as me. And the jackman is like the quarterback of the operation. You know, once the car come in, usually I'm jacking the car up at a negative. So I'm jacking the car up before it even stops. So it take a lot of choreography, it take a lot of work, it take a lot of practice.
That's a fun story I'm working on. He said the main difference between that and football, you know, football you can mess up a little bit. Somebody else comes in and makes a tackle. You could not mess up at all on pit
very
road.
little room for error.
No room for
I
error.
kind of want to make the jack of all trades joke, but I feel like it's too low hanging fruit.
It's pretty good.
Too easy. Oh, thank you, Corey. I do right for a
We'll
living.
go out on that high note. That'll do it for 5 on your sideline tonight. For Andy Kroll, I'm Corey Miller. Have a great night, St. Louis.